What's going on, race fans? This is Steve, and we are here from Race Day Live for the Iowa race, man. We are here. SRU Xfinity Series, second to last race, man, of the playoffs. We are rolling it down. Season's almost over, and today, the 7/10 of a mile Iowa Speedway, man, this place is going to produce an awesome race. It always does. And these cars, these Xfinity cars, going to be a fantastic time today. And I'll tell you what, all this comes down to 12 drivers trying to vie for the final four, that championship four drivers trying to get themselves into next week at Homestead. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be an awesome race. Right now, we're going to jump down trackside for qualifying, and we'll showcase all these cars. Right now, we're about midway. Let's take a look. Currently, nobody on track as we speak, but right now, Mark Koshik with the 24.22. Very fast today so far. Larry Blair holding on to P2, 24.25. So, bunch of drivers looking pretty fast right now. But this is the Wild Rose 140. 160 laps, one faster pair, and two green-white checkered flag attempts. So keep that in mind. Only one stage break, as they always do here. So lap 50 will be that break. So basically that'll be kind of a shootout for that that 50th lap. And then we're going to keep going to it until lap 160. So long race, a big field today, over 20 cars. So going to be a great time today in this SRU Xfinity Series, excuse me. Always a good time here. Nobody really decided to come out and qualify. Nobody wants to play today. So we'll see how this shapes up the track as well as the standings. But man, yeah, nobody wants to come out and qualify. So about 3 minutes left to go in qualifying. Right now, we're going to just, I guess we're going to hang out until we see some more cars come down. But again, Mark Koshik is your pole sitter so far. But again, still have a couple minutes left to go. Zach Doyster, here we go, coming out on track. Let's see what he has for these boys. The number 7 aerokinetics machine, looking good as usual. This place is pretty unique. It's very similar to a Richmond, about a 3/4 mile, short track, but it has some, differences. I feel like it's a bit wider, it's smoother, and turn 1 and turn 3 especially, they're pretty loose, so you can definitely knock this thing around pretty fast. But these drivers know how to get around this place, so we'll see how Zach Deutscher can do here, trying to go for that pole. Right now, though, takes his first lap. And already P2, 24.23, so he'll try that once more, get that second lap. You're seeing him, he's not really down wide, down low, but he's up high. Seems like these guys figured out an alternate line here. Gets low now, takes a really wide arc into that turn 3 and 4. And here he comes. Looks like Zach couldn't quite get that pole position, so 24.23 for him. Looking pretty solid so far. Jeff Gilmore now back on track. Chad Meadows as well. And that iconic number 8 machine looking good today, but Jeff Gilmore out on track first, so we'll see what he has for these guys. Chad Meadows goes to the top, P8 right now. 24.30, looking pretty fast. Ooh, man, Gilmore getting a little slidey right there already. Good job for Gilmore. Chad coming around right here. What's he get? P8 right now, but looks like that might be it for him. Gilmore, where does he end up? 11th place so far. About 6/10 off the lead. And that'll be it for Chad Meadows. Jeff Gilmore might have one more lap here to give it away. Can he get to the top? He might sneak it in there. Look at that. Jeff Gilmore to the top. 24.20. And that'll be it. So Jeff Gilmore will be your pole sitter. Awesome job right there for Jeff Gilmore, man. Great job. Again, 24 cars on the roster today in the field. Big group here for this short track. So going to be an awesome, exciting race as we always expect. So Let's take a look down at the track and get your grid underway. A lot of cars here today. Again, 24 cars making this start. Second to last race of the season. And right now it comes down to this. So right here, starting off in P1, Jeff Gilmore going to be your pole sitter. Awesome job for him. Mark Kosh going to be in P2. Side by side, looking very good. Zach Deutscher, third place right there. Awesome job and awesome effort for him. Larry Blair in P4. Tell you what, we've seen a lot of guys here who don't normally start out in front today, so very cool for them. John Held rolling off P5. Chris Spencer rolling off in P6. Larry Eddy in P7. Jerry West rolling off 8th place. Chad Meadows going to be in 9th place right there, looking good. Kyle Munson, one of your favorites for the championship right there in P10. Danny Story, 11th place. Kyle Heath, 12th. Brandon Hartwell, 13th. On the thumbnail today, looking very fast as of late and in practice. So watch out for him. David Acacia rolling out 14th place. Then David Cassidy rolling 15th. Dustin German, 16th place. Kevin Roy in 17th. Terry Duguay in 18th place. Keith Hurlbut in 19th. Dim Kummelsberger in 20th place. Mike Chamberlain 21st. Jason Adams rolling off 22nd. Robert Chiswick 23rd. And then rounding up the field, Jason Cavaney. So that right there, folks, is going to be your starting grid. 24 cars. And right now, this is going to be an intense Wild Rose 140. Brendan Hartwell looking to be a little, might be pulling into the pits a little early here. Not sure what he's doing. Having some fun early on, but tell you what, this is going to be a fun ride, man. 140 laps around this place. It is not easy, that's for sure. So we'll see how this goes. Pace car lights already off, so we're going to get one lap right here. This race will get underway very, very quickly. 160 laps is pretty quick around this place, so we'll definitely have some, quick sprints. But lap 50 is the target right now to get to that stage one, and that'll be it. So right now, that pace car going to pull off. We are going green here. Oh, maybe not. Pace car light's still on. Just kidding. We'll do it one more time. Again, big thanks to everybody in the chat and watching at home and online here at Race Day Live. This, I'll tell you what, this SRU Xfinity Series has been an awesome, awesome ride. Always exciting, always producing great racing, and quite frankly, one of the better leagues on the service. So big shout out to them for all that they've done and all that they've done, for us. Been a great partnership. I'll tell you what, these guys just know how to do it. So looking very good right now. Jeff Gilmore looking the best in that #1 spot. We'll see what he has for this group right here, but man, this is going to be a tough battle. A lot of fast guys deeper in the pack, so we'll see if they can catch up to the front. Here we go. Pace car is turning off. Guide car restart zone. We are green for the Wild Rose 140. Jeff Gilmore had a great restart right there and already up about 3 car lengths to the front. Awesome job right there. Zach Deutscher, very, very fast already. Already in P2. Back of the pack, though. Middle of the pack, we're getting some close racing, 2x2. And then further back, almost 3 wide right here. Woo! Way up high here for that 70 of Mike Chamberlain. Is he going to try and sneak it in there? Not quite. But man, Robert Chiswick right here, down low. It's a great line. You can see right here, so wide around this track. Great job in the back of this pack. Terry Duguay making a move around that 6 of Chiswick. Looking pretty solid so far. Larry Blair, David Cassidy making a move. Blair way down low here. Doesn't seem like that low line is the preferred lane. They want to ride that middle lane, so looking pretty solid so far for everyone here. Danny Story way down low. Gets a pretty good exit here, but Cassidy on the outside. Ooh, hard contact for Dustin German. Big contact. This will be a wreck right here. Might be our first caution of the day. And yes, it will be. Oh my word, Terry Duguay, Chiswick, Dustin German. Oh no. Lap 5. And huge contact here for a couple of drivers. Unfortunate right there for them. Dustin German, Terry Duguay again. Not terrible for Duguay, but well, maybe it is. The right rear and the whole rear of the car is pretty well gone. So, man, hate to see that. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here. But I believe it all started with potentially German, but I'm also hearing that it could be a Cassia as well. Ooh, it might have been. Big pile up. Look back at a Cassia here. We'll go back quite a ways. He had nowhere to go there. We will get a good angle of it. Here we go. Man, it happens even further on back. Hold on now. We got to go way back for this one. Here we go. So David Cassia, that 20 number, the yellow number 20. On the outside here, then he comes around. Dustin German right in front of him, that gray car. Oh man, German just kind of hooks it right. It almost looked like his wheel might maybe disconnected or whatnot. That's a hard. Not sure what went on there. We'll go back and look at on board here. See what happens in turn 3. Yeah, something weird happened there. It doesn't look like he got tight necessarily. Very strange right there for sure, but we'll try and get confirmation of what happened there. But man, definitely hate to see that so early in the race. But yeah, you can just see his wheel was just, it looked like he was tight in the sense that he was, turning left, but it wasn't really turning left. But it just seemed like there was some kind of maybe just wheel malfunction there. We can't know for sure, but either way, tough break. Dustin German right now. I mean, comes back out, so obviously his wheel might not be a malfunction. We'll see. Maybe just super tight, missed the corner, and off he went. But uses that one fast repair they have, and away he goes. David Cassia looks like he's not on the track right now, so we'll follow up with that here shortly. But Jason Cavney as well. Chisholm got involved, but he fixed his damage, so looks like he might be okay. But yeah, man, tough break. Right now, though, pace car lights are still on the track. I believe we're going to go one to go here this time by. We are not. So let's go and thank our channel sponsors real fast. We'll come right back and we'll continue on this race. All right, folks, we are back for the Wild Rose 140 here for the Sim Racing Unleashed Xfinity Series. And we are already under caution on lap 8 for a big wreck back in the field. with multiple drivers. So right now, fast repairs have been used and pace car lights are off. So we're going back green this time by on lap 11. Again, stage 1 will conclude at lap 50. So we're getting there right now, being led by Jeff Gilmore, looking very, very fast. Zach Deuscher on the outside as well, looking extremely quick. Again, second to last race of the season. So right now, the 12 playoff drivers, what can they do to get themselves into that championship 4? A lot going on next week at Homestead. Took last week off for Thanksgiving, so hope everybody at home had a great Thanksgiving with their family and friends. And right now, though, pace car is going to turn left. We're going back green here at Iowa. Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. We're going green. Already a race for the lead right here. Zach Deuscher on the outside. Can he get to Jeff Gilmore's? Yes, he can. Gets a great exit, and there he goes. Dives down into turn 1 on the way on the outside and clears him. So Zach Deuscher will be your new leader today here at Iowa, and followed very closely back by Chris Spencer. Here he is. Looking very good himself, too. Further on back, have a couple of the drivers still side by side right now. Jim Kummelsberger looking very good so far, but Zach Deuscher is still up front and is your leader. Big battle right here, that 8 of Chad Meadows and Kyle Heath. He's trying to make that move down low. Can't quite get it just yet. Looking very solid today. A lot of these drivers, again, also out of the playoffs, but they're looking to get the best finishes of their season, right? Be that wild card, try and get a win. You never know what can happen in these playoffs. And right now, that 19, Keith Hurlbut, making a move here down low of that 17, David Cassidy, excuse me. Very solid up front, though. A little more. Man. Jerry West. He's diving it down there. Down below, Koscheck. Can't quite get it, but maybe he can. But watch out, that number 8. Chad, he's right there. Tags. Oh, no. Tags Jerry West. Keeps it going, though. That was pretty close. Yeah, you can see Jerry taking a really high line right here, that third lane. Watch out for that wall. Gives it a bit of a kiss, but man, making it work on lap 18. That 13, though, Kyle Heath, he's side by side. What can he do right here? Still battling. Further back, look at this. Brandon Hartwell in that 40 of Kyle Munson. This is the battle that I'm interested to see. These guys are really fast, and yet they're still back here on lap 19. So not quite sure why a lot of these guys decided not to qualify. My man Kyle Munson comes into this rank number 2 in the point standing, so needs to have a good day right here to find himself in that championship 4. Right now, P13, not a terrible spot to be in, but got to get higher and higher. Still a fight right here. Koscheck and Jerry West. Man, Heath lost some time right there. Looks like Jerry West got back around, but tough battle. Back up front. Zach Deutsch is still up front. Chris Spencer, though, is pretty close. He's holding pace with him, 2/10 of a second back behind him, so he's got something for him, but again, lap 50 is the stage end, so you can't use your stuff up just yet, too soon. But right now, this is going to be quite the battle. Zach Deutscher right now, I mean, he's been podium these last couple of races, and I'll tell you what, he is just knocking on that door for a win. Hasn't quite found it yet, but right now, he's trying to get that right here. Close battle as we get down to this, man. Chris Spencer's right there. And just like that, Chris Spencer makes that move around. He had a way better exit of turn 2. Then just gets right around Deutscher. So fantastic job there for Chris Spencer getting around him for the lead change. Kevin Roy back here having some position changes. Looks like him and Mike Chamberlain battling right here. This is all the way back for 16th and 17th place. So a lot going on down here. Racing all over the track. Love that paint scheme, the number 70 Band-Aid car. Some big contact there, I believe. That might have been Dustin German. Few laps down, but either way, right back up front. Zach Deutscher losing time. Kyle Heath, Mark Koscheck. These guys still holding pace. This is a great job for them. Mark Koscheck from P7. Larry Eddy in 8th place right now. Watch out though, Brandon Hartwell, he's moving up in P10 right now. This is not the easiest place to pass, but Brandon Hartwell, definitely a fast driver. And you can tell it right now, but man, it's so hard to try and pass these guys, but also hold on to your tires, right? Managing that gap and just moving forward, not always the easiest thing to do, but Brandon Hartwell doing a pretty good job. Let's ride on board real quick, actually, and see how he's navigating this track. Looking pretty good. A lot of wheel into that. Doesn't really seem too tight, which is great. Moving the wheel left and right, so obviously has some play with that. So definitely looks like he has that cut right where he wants it. Way up high though, but looking fast. Further on back, Terry Duguay again had the issues earlier on. Didn't use his fast repair just yet. He has that back damage still in place. So right now, looks like deciding to just run it out. Maybe until that first stage. So either way, lap 29, still 20 laps to go until stage 1 concludes. Bit of a battle right here too for Jason Adams and Mike Chamberlain. This is for 18th and 19th. But up front, Kyle Heath gets around John Held. Close battle all around the track right here. Looking very good. It's tough. I mean, these tires, they can burn right off. Especially these cars. I mean, in practice, we were seeing them slide around all the time. So definitely have to manage that right rear. But man, look at this 19. Slides up a little bit into the 40 of Kyle Munson. Munson now in P12. Oh, 19 just doors him. Keith Hurl, but drove it in way too deep right there and just almost takes out the 40. Does it again right here, almost. Larry Blair, 19 right now, is not looking too hot. Tires probably pretty heated up. Slides in front of that 73. Man, oh man. Really tight racing right here, but looks like he's regained his composure a bit. So that's fantastic. But right, this battle rate, look at this, 4 cars under a blanket. Trying to work their way towards the top 10 to get into those stage points. But man, Larry Blair leading that group a little bit. That 12 though of Kevin Roy, he's trying to get himself back out in front. So good looking paint scheme there, that Can-Am machine. Looking very good, but the outside lane here just seems like that passing lane. They're making it work pretty well. Gets around Larry Blair. Doesn't quite have that speed. Oh, now he has that clearance. Gets around him. Great job by him. Might have a battle here for P3 in just a second. Jerry West right now falling back a little bit. Jeff Gilmore and Kyle Heath moving to the front. Gilmore not quite able to get around Kyle Heath like he wanted to, but Heath is on the move for sure. P4 right now. Looking very, very fast. You'll know Kyle Heath from the Cup Series on Sunday nights. Making an appearance here today, and right now going to dive down low to Jerry West. Not quite able to get him just there, but he is definitely on his way. Incredible job so far. Further on back, Danny Story, Jim Komelsberger. This is for 16th and 17th place. Some big moves right here, but further up back, that 19 man still in the thick of it. And this is the fight right here. Jerry West, Kyle Heath for P3. Still side by side. Here he comes, Kyle Heath in turn 2, dives down low, moves up, and there he is. P3 for him. Awesome job. Chris Spencer still out front, keep in mind. 0.7 of a second lead for him up against Zach Deuscher. And then newly 3rd place, Kyle Heath. So, seeing some smoke on the track. What do we have here? Don't see anything on track that's too scary, so not sure where that smoke came from, but this right here, man, John Held, Brandon Hartwell. Watch out for Hartwell. I feel like second half of this race, I think Hartwell's going to really kind of find his groove, right? Didn't qualify so well. Right now, already up 6 spots. Very, very tough to navigate this track, but also, I mean, just making these passes. Holding on to your tires, too. Can't quite get it just yet. Big fight right here. Kyle Munson charging to the front right now, currently in P10, so he is moving to the front a little bit, ever so slightly. David Cassidy, man, he is way up high. Looking to see what he can do, but Kyle Munson, he's actually, oh no, that 32, Larry Eddy, loses it out of turn 4. Comes back on track, great job for him. Also seeing Keith Holbert, that 19, yeah, we saw him a couple laps ago, man, he was all over the place, and right now comes down pit road a little early, so some strategy calls potentially. But man, yeah, Larry Eddy was all over the place, came down into the grass, hit nothing, so that's a great job by him. Keeps it going right now. Brandon Hartwell on the outside, making his move around John Held. That is for P6. And that's the thing, folks. The more of these green flag runs happen, you're going to see those fast drivers, the players, get to the front. David Cassidy makes that move right now. P9's currently still for him. Chris Spencer, I'll tell you what though, his lead is closing. Was about 0.7 of a second, now it's about 0.6. And Kyle Heath has caught P2 Zach Deuscher. So, tell you what, Kyle Heath, by the end of this race, he's going to be a player for this win. Again, not running for a championship, but just going for trophies. But lap 45, 46 of the line right here. So 4 laps to go for the end of stage 1. And I'll tell you what, we've got a bit of a heater right here because we have 3 drivers who I feel like anybody can win this stage. Kyle Heath looks very, very fast. Chris Spencer is losing his lead quite quickly. Who will walk away with this stage 1 win? Tough to tell right now. Spencer has got to turn on the afterburners if he wants to win this stage. Kyle Heath, though, I feel like he has to pass 2 cars to get it. Not sure if he has the time, but Deuscher could get there. And there it is. Man, so tight. Doesn't want to wreck him, obviously, but he is right there with 2 laps to go for the stage. Zach obviously faster. Kyle Heath, excuse me, also just as fast. But passing here is tough, so you got to find a way to make it happen and cleanly, right? Chris Spencer, though, is in trouble. Coming down, 1 lap to go for the stage. Can Chris Spencer hold on to him, man? He is right there. He's got that track position. It seems like he might be able to have it. Kyle Heath making a move on the outside of Zach Deuscher. It's going to be real close for P2. Chris Spencer, though, comes around, holds these 2 off. Going to be a drag race here for P2. Kyle Heath makes a last-ditch effort. Finds himself in P2 once that yellow flag comes out. And there it is. That is your stage 1 conclusion. And Chris Spencer is your stage 1 winner. Awesome job by Spencer to hold them off. He was definitely not the fastest one there at that moment, but makes it happen. Kyle Heath from P2 and Zach Deuscher 3rd. Tell you what, 1 more lap, I feel like Kyle Heath might have had him, but overall, great job here by Chris Spencer. We're going to let these boys come down pit road and do their stops, and then we're going to try and bring in Chris Spencer for the stage 1 winner interview. But a great job right now. 50 laps into this Wild Rose 140. Going to be a quick race. Already 50 laps down. Already almost to the halfway point. So pretty cool to see. Chris Spencer, all these guys going to come down pit road. 4 tires and fuel, most likely, I would assume. And here they come down. The entire field will come down for sure. We'll see if a couple drivers like Terry Duguay and all them use their fast repairs because they had that big accident about lap 8 into this race. But everyone coming down pit road. 4 tires, obviously, and full of fuel. That's what it comes down to here. A couple drivers probably don't take 2 tires just yet. Maybe later in the race you could try that, but definitely not right now, I would imagine. So right now it looks like Kyle Heath actually will beat out Chris Spencer for pit road. So Kyle Heath will maintain that P1. But Chris Spencer is your stage 1 winner, so let's go and try and see if we can sneak him into the booth. There he is, Chris Spencer. Hey, Chris, it's Steve in the booth, man. You got me?
Hey, Steve, what's going on?
What's going on? Hey, I'll tell you what. I mean, stage 1, you won that, but it was pretty close, man. How did you end up winning that, and how's the car feel today?
The 13 and the 7 framing down pretty quick there, so I was kind of holding on and hoping that we got to that 50.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, well, either way, stage 1, victory, awesome job right there, and pretty fast car overall, so good luck rest of the way, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, that right there is Chris Spencer. Tell you what, looking very, very fast. The number 9 Racing Refresh Machine. Awesome job by him. Pace car light's still on, so right now we'll take a time and go and thank our sponsors. We'll come right back. Alrighty, folks, we are on lap 56, coming to green this next time by. So it is the Wild Rose 140. That was the stage 1 end. So right now we've got about 100 laps of green flag racing still to go. So this race will definitely conclude here pretty quick, but these restarts can get pretty wild. So we'll see how this goes this next time, but it's going to get really, really interesting as we conclude this race. So Kyle Heath is your leader. Chris Spencer, your stage 1 winner in P2 on the outside. So we will see how this race goes right now. But man, that pace car going to turn left, and we are going back green here. And we're back green here for the Wild Rose 140 to start off stage 2. Big wreck. Chris Spencer gets around. Oh man, huge wreck right behind him too. The 8 of Chad Meadows. Chris Spencer himself, your stage 1 winner, gets around. Not sure if he has any damage, but man, huge moment there for a lot of drivers. Terry Duguay also involved. Looks like he did in fact use that fast repair under that stage yellow, but man, that's a huge moment. And we'll go back and take a look at that. Man, Chris Spencer from high above here in turns 3 and 4. We'll see what he does. Oh, just gets loose. Oh man, hits nothing surprisingly. Wow, great recovery there by not getting hit. We'll cover kind of all the phases of this wreck, but man, that was really close. Brendan Hartwell Jerry West as well. I mean, look at this. Oh my word. How does he stop that in time? It's right on board Hartwell, man. I don't know how he slowed down enough for this. This was very impressive. Oh my word. Great job right there. And then obviously we saw a big wreck right behind too, so we'll cover that. Basically a secondary style wreck. Yeah, so Chad Meadows, it kind of just accordioned right there. Everyone's slowing down kind of awkwardly. Larry Eddy also involved. Danny's story as well, so just one of those kind of chain reaction moments. You'll see him, Larry Blair kind of slows up here pretty hardcore, and then the 8 has nowhere to really go. Just causes kind of a big mess here. Yeah, Eddie with a big beat up front end. So not good, unfortunately, for them. But either way, tough break. Chad Meadows, Larry Eddy as well. Chris Spencer, though, again, he avoided everything. Just got loose and got into the grass. So right now his car's perfectly fine. But man, he's gonna be restarting in P15. So not a good day for him. Or I guess start to the second half of the race, but tough break. Kyle Heath maintains that lead, as well as Zach Deuscher, Jerry West in P3. But Brendan Hartwell, though, after that incredible avoidance of getting into Spencer, man, he's already in P4. So again, watch out for him getting to the front. He's now at the front. Kyle Munson as well, right, in P6. So these drivers who, you know, they're in the playoffs, trying to get into that Final Four, they're going to rise to the top. And right now, Kyle Munson's doing that. So track position's huge. Right now, though, Kyle Heath is your leader on lap 61. Pace car light's still on the car, so not ready to go back green yet, but we will shortly. So very eventful restart right there, man. Hey, that happened. Short track racing. It's pretty crazy. So right now, lap 62, pace car lights are going off. And if you've noticed, folks, hey, that sun, that's pretty brutal earlier in stage 1, but now it is going down. So this race, pretty soon, those lights are going to come off, or come on, excuse me, turn on, as you kind of already see it right there out of Kyle Heath's windshield. And we are going to be ending this race under nighttime conditions. So track, in theory, would get more grip, but as we just saw right there on that restart, I mean, man, we saw multiple cars getting loose, so would not appear like that's the case. Either way, we have a restart here to go to, and lap 63, pace car going to turn down. We're going back green here on lap 63. Kyle Heath is your leader. Geico restart zone. We are back green here for the Wild Rose 140. Awesome job. Come on, guys. Kissing that wall a bit. Let's see if turn 4 can be a little more comforting for these guys. We'll see it. No one really getting loose right there, so far so good. Awesome job by all these drivers so far getting through that. A clean restart. Brendan Hartwell, though, on the inside of Jerry West. Can he get around him? He sure does. Clears him right there on the exit of turn 4. And P3 for Hartwell. Kyle Heath right now in P1. Zach Deutscher in second place. We saw him have some long run speed there. Man, Brandon Hartwell's not wasting any time. He wants to get right to the front right now. Try and get around Deutscher. Side by side right here for P2. Deutscher kind of has the preferred line. Man, Hartwell, you wonder if he's using too much of his tires right now, but either way, he's fighting for that second spot. Further on back, though, Kummelsberger and David Cassidy making moves right here. Kummelsberger in the top 10. Looking very good right now so far. Further on back, Danny Story, Terry Duguay. This is for P17 and 18. Larry Eddy looks like he's fixed his car up a bit. Didn't use that fast repair thus far, so holding on to that for a future moment if need be. Battle for the lead, though, is heating up. Sun's going down, man, but right now, lights are on the track. Hartwell gets around Heath. Heath lost the lead right there. So Zach Deutscher right now gets around him. Hartwell just the same, so. Tell you what, though, this could be a play for Heath. Heath, he's a smart driver, right? I think he's holding on to his tires a bit. These guys obviously want to get to the front. Hey, you know what? Let them burn off their stuff. And Heath definitely had that long run car in stage 1, so he's going to be smart here. But Zach Deutscher leads a couple laps here as well. So smart move for him. Brendan Hartwell just the same. But single file all the way back. Awesome job. Right now, folks, let's do one of our favorite things we have to do, the Bring the Noise segment, sponsored by Harpoon Design. Show off all these cars and the speed they have. Let's get it. Big thanks to Harpoon Design right there for the Bring the Noise segment. As always a fun time to see these cars get around this track and every track on the high speeds. But right now, Brandon Hartwell, tell you what, he has set himself up right now for P1. Got around Zach Deutscher, is not wasting any time to lead some laps. So here he is back to P1, up 12 spots. Keep in mind, didn't qualify too well, but finds himself right where he wants to be. So has the lead. Now has to hold on to those tires because you just never know what this race will unfold. Will we get cautions? Will we get green flag pit stops? You just don't know. But right now, Brendan Hartwell out to the front. Big battle right here for P13 and 14. Mike Chamberlain, Chris Spencer on the way back to the front here for him. A great job. So he got spun, or not got spun, but he did spin on the restart of stage 2. So he has to get himself back to the front as usual. So right now P13, definitely possible, but a long way to go. We saw Kyle Heath do it, and Brendan Hartwell race their way to the front. So very much possible. Larry Blair, though, under fire by Kevin Roy. The sun's going down. The nighttime is happening here, so we'll see how the lanes change. If we'll see different lanes. Maybe the low line works now because of the grip. We'll see. So far, the outside middle lane has kind of been that passing lane. So right now, this fight, though, is definitely real. Chris Spencer might get a 2-for-1 deal right here. If he can pass these two cars pretty easily, he's going to follow Kevin Roy down here in turns 1 and 2. Looking very, very strong. Brendan Hartwell looking good, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, love the paint scheme. Big Michigan fan myself, and obviously they just beat the Ohio State Buckeyes. So if you're a Buckeyes fan in the chat, hey, you know, I apologize, but gotta give some love where love is due. And hey, listen, my Tom Brady, okay, I'm from the Boston area. Tom Brady, New England Patriots fan. Brady went to Michigan. Come on now. Got to give the man some love. So right now, Brendan Hartwell definitely looking pretty good out there in P1. But it's heating up here in the back. Kyle Munson, again, comes into this race as the second leader in the points. So really just needs a pretty good finish to get himself in that championship 4. Right now, with a 6th place finish, if he were to finish here, I believe would do that for him. So looking very, very strong. Unfortunately, Merrick Watchorn, who was your P1 driver, isn't here tonight. He had to surrender his race and potentially his playoffs for some personal issues. So our thoughts are with him for sure today in this race. But yeah, Kyle Munson pretty much paves the way for him to get himself into that championship 4. So we'll see him do that. We saw him with that huge win earlier in the season at Phoenix. So man, Kyle Munson just looking to get back to the front here. Looking very, very good. Under fire though right here, Kyle Heath, Jerry West. Jerry West trying to make a move here on the outside in P4. We've seen Jerry West very, very fast multiple times this season, but just not enough to get that first win. But he is knocking on that door for sure. Kyle Heath, again, I think this is calculated. I don't think Kyle Heath is slow right now. I just think he's holding on to his tires and thinking, you know what? This could be a long second half of this race. Under green, got to maintain that tires. Further on back, Chad Meadows, Danny Story. Right now, 16th, 17th, Terry Duguay used that fast repair after that big wreck in stage 1 in lap 8, so looking pretty good now. Larry Eddy, I believe that car has some damage as well still, so yeah, in the front end right there. So doesn't seem like he used that fast repair, so he has that just in case something big were to happen. But Robert Chiswick also in P20. So far so good for a lot of these guys. Big move right here. Jason Adams, Mike Chamberlain, three-way battle here. This is for 15th place. Trying to get themselves in that elusive top 10. Cassidy and Kummelsberger. Look at this fight. 4 cars right here trying to get themselves and maintain themselves in that top 10. This is for P8. Kummelsberger and David Cassidy. Kolmsberger, man, on the outside, looking very, very good. Has a strong exit right there. But look at this, Chris Spencer in that 9. He is right behind them in 12th. You can tell he's faster than all these guys. He got up pretty quick. Woo! Give it a roll, getting a little loose right there. Battle for P3. Jerry West on the outside still. Man, he has been making this move now for a long time. Looks like he might clear Heath. He does. And then right alongside him has Zach Deuscher for P2. Great move right here for him. Man, Jerry West looking very strong right here. Early. Lap 93, so we are past halfway. But again, still a long way to go. About 67 laps remaining. Definitely a lot left to go, and green flag stops to still happen, provided no cautions come out. But Brendan Hartwell still up front. Very, very strong. But this battle right here, man, this is still heating up. 5 cars under a blanket, all to get into that top 10. Chris Spencer finally making a move here underneath David Cassidy. Can't quite finish it just yet. Ooh! Got a little tight right there for Spencer. Man, oh man. This is the issue that I think he might have, right? Is that, hey, he's a fast driver, obviously very, very quick, stage one, but getting through the traffic is the issue. And you're going to gain a lot of just tire wear from that. So you got to be careful. Right now, though, Mark Koshik, hey, in P10, qualified very well, so don't count him out either. Man, these guys just can't figure out who wants to lead. Who wants to lead this pack right here for P8? Kevin Roy kind of found some time right here, so he's a little he's separated for sure, but man, these guys in the back. Ooh, some contact right there from Cassidy into Kolmsberger. A little bit of impatience. Ooh, side by side. Man, that 9 and the 11. Getting heated up. But finally, Chris Spencer finds some solace there out of turn 4. Robert Chiswick coming down pit road early. Early pit stop here. Comes down pretty slow, so I'm not sure if this is scheduled or not, but not good for him. Hartwell up front. Jerry West P2. And Kyle Heath in 3rd place. Still looking pretty fast. Larry Blair, Jason Adams, these guys. Adams actually has some right side damage. Might have pancaked the wall a little bit, but overall not too bad. And these boys back here looking pretty rough. Terry Duguay has some damage early. Did fix it. Larietti, again, that front end damage not fixed just yet, so a lot of these guys kind of just tiptoeing back in the field. Don't quite have the handling of the car or the speed, unfortunately, but man, a lot going on. David Cassidy making the move around Kolmsberger. Might get it here. Has a run into turn 3. Seems like he will clear him. Great job. Kyle Heath, though, back up to the front in P2. We said it earlier, he's not slow for a reason. He's holding on to those tires. In lap 101, he's going to find himself back to the front. Got about a 1.1 second deficit to Brendan Hartwell. So over these next couple of laps, watch him most likely close that gap to Hartwell. We'll see how that goes. But lap 102, folks, let's take a quick race day nonstop. Go and thank our sponsors, but you will not miss 1 ounce of racing. Come right back. And we're going to cut that nonstop here short. Right now, we're under our 4th caution of the day, so a caution flag comes out here on lap 105. This is huge. It looks like it might involve Chris Spencer once more. So unfortunately, right there. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. But I believe Chris Spencer was at the center of this. Here he is right now in turn, on the backstretch, turn 3. Comes down, he's trying to catch Kostick right there, and uh-oh. Spinneroonie, hold on to the brakes. Gets sideways, unfortunately, that caution comes out. Hits nothing yet again, but man, just ends up just spinning out in the same spot he did at the beginning of stage 2, so hate to see it. We'll ride on board, see what he dealt with in the car, but man, not good. Take one more look here. Again, we were just talking about it, right? He's driving through this field, you know, quickly, but also it's so hard to save those tires as you're racing that hard. Right here, we're gonna see it. Yeah, just loses it right there, unfortunately, out of turn 4. So this is massive for the entire field. We're gonna see everybody come down pit road right here. Or we should, I guess is my point. But right now, yeah, Chris Spencer off pit road, Mike Chamberlain, Larry Eddy can finally fix some damage here. Chiswick as well. So yeah, this is big for these guys. I mean, again, it just unfortunate for Chris Spencer right now back in 16th place. But that definitely is huge for this field. Again, lap 107, so we're about 53 laps away from the conclusion. So these guys, I believe, can make it on fuel. So this pit stop right here was pretty big. So either way, big moment. Pace car lights are still on the track. So lap 108 right here. We should go back green about lap 109, give or so. Give or take. Maybe not. Lights are still on the track. So yeah, lap 110, we should be going back green. So that'll pretty much be a 50 lap shootout, which essentially was stage 1. So stage 1, keep in mind though, we saw Kyle Heath look very fast at the end of that run. So he did it once. Can he do it again to get back to the front? Zach Deutscher obviously in P2 looking very quick. We know what he has for these boys. And then Brandon Hartwell obviously in the lead, looking very good so far. Whoa, whoa, what? Hold on now. What? Hello? What happened? We have all kinds of stuff going on. Woo! What has just happened to our server? Apologize for that, folks. Not sure if the server is going down, their race server or not, but man, that was wild. Let's go back and take a look to see if we're not crazy here. Coleman's Burger. Yeah, what happened here? Holy! Yeah, it just looks like a couple of guys. Man. Larry Eddy not involved. Yeah, it almost looked like a bunch of guys had like netcode or had like some latency issues all at the same time. That was pretty wild. Wow, that was pretty crazy. I have to admit, I have not seen that before in my time, but crazy stuff going on right here. Yeah, right now though, look at this. Haven't even. Very strange, folks. I believe the live stream is still going on, but man, we have no response from the server. What happened here? Very interesting. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll try and fix this issue real quick. We'll come right back, folks. And that right there, folks, is the beauty of live TV. You never know what can happen. The server on our end looks like it closed. So had didn't have any internet or connection issues on our end. The stream kept going, but unfortunately, it just, the server wanted to say, nope, we're good. And disconnected me and I believe a few others. So really unfortunate for that. A bunch of drivers right now out of the field. and 4 laps down. So we'll definitely break it down in just a second, but right now it's lap 117. Kyle Heath is your leader in that 13 machine, Zach Deutscher in P2, and then Jeff Gilmore in third. So a lot going on right now, looking very, very quick for these guys. But yeah, just to tidy up some things real fast, yeah, we're looking at Chad Meadows, Mark Koshik, Chris Spencer out of the race, as well as Hartwell. So unfortunately, some big moves and some just connection issues just kind of plagued the entire server. So I'm not sure if some of these drivers were also involved, but I believe they were, because we're not seeing them on the track anymore, and a couple of them were not involved in the wrecks. So not good, folks, but either way, we're back. Lap 119, 40 laps remaining in this Wild Rose 140. Hate to see it. I mean, we saw that big wreck under caution. We thought it was, but then it just apparently was just a server lag or latency issue. So unfortunately, I've never actually seen it that bad before, in my experience in leagues and streaming. So sometimes those things happen, folks. And but man, you hate to see it on a cutoff race at Iowa. Guys trying to get themselves into that championship 4. So tough break for them. Right now we're seeing the top 11 cars on the lead lap. Larry Eddy 1 lap down. Jason Adams, Mike Chamberlain, Chiswick, and Jerry West 4 laps down. So these guys, keep in mind, these guys weren't 4 laps down. I'm guessing, again, if I had to guess, we have no confirmation of this, but they were disconnected and probably had to reload into the server. So just like we did. So just a really, really tough break for a lot of these guys. And again, this is just awful, unfortunately. But either way, Kyle Heath up front. And we are winding this thing down. 38 laps to go, folks. It's a great point, though. I mean, yeah, if you're an admin or if you're a league owner, like, what do you do, right? In a situation like this for a cutoff race, the server lags out, now you find yourself 4 laps down and, trying to reconnect, or maybe you just say, screw it, and now you're disconnected, because maybe you're angry or whatnot. What do you do, right? Do you count the race towards the playoffs? It's a tough call. I definitely wouldn't want to be in their position, but either way, hey, these things happen sometimes, and I'm sure the fine folks of the SRU League will figure it out, and they'll definitely update us as we go. But right now, Danny Story right now in P7, Kevin Roy in P8. Everyone who survived that purge, I guess we could call it, a bunch of guys are up front that normally wouldn't be. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but Terry Duguay, Kevin Roy, Danny Story, these guys were all way further back in the pack and now find themselves in the top 10. So interesting for sure. Chris Spencer looks like he's just back connecting in and he's off and going. So Kyle Heath, though, Zach Deutscher, Jeff Gilmore, very, very solid. Kyle Munson again comes into the race, P2. David Cassidy, strong performance. John Held, haven't talked much about him today thus far, but again, this is huge for him. P6. This is what you need to do, right? Consistency, a solid effort. Right now, a fantastic job. So we're going to watch out for these guys. Again, 11 cars on the lead lap. Larry Eddy, right there in that 32. If the caution were to come out, then he would be that lucky dog. So he'd get his lap back. Everyone else is at least 4 laps down besides him. So very unfortunate, as we see. So right now, though, lap 127. We saw Kyle Heath be quick earlier, and now he's got the lead. So before that huge server issue, we were talking about Kyle Heath and how he can hold on to this, right? We saw him in stage 1 really hold on to his tires, really kind of manage them for that 50 laps, and right now he finds himself in that top spot, right? So I think he's going to be doing just fine here in this race. looking very, very strong as always. So that first stage, keep in mind, he had to fight his way through the field. And right now he's in the lead. So this is much easier to manage your tires when you're in the front, because all he has to do really is manage that gap between him and Deutscher in P2. So looking very strong. Zach Deutscher as well, though. An awesome, awesome effort. So Chris Spencer, keep in mind, these drivers, just to kind of run through the field real quick, is on the track. He's 14 laps down. Mark Kochik is also on track still. Again, he is currently 7 laps down. Jerry West, 4 laps down. As well as Chiswick Chamberlain. Both 4 laps down, just the same. So Jason Adams, again, currently 1 lap down. I'm sorry, 4 laps down still. And then, yeah, Larry Eddy 1. So big issues on track. But Zach Deutscher, hold on though, he's getting pretty close to Kyle Heath. We saw Deutscher win earlier on in this season, and right now he is trying to find his way back into victory lane. But he's there. 28 laps to go in this Wild Rose 140. What can he do, man, to get to that top spot again once more? So Larry Blair right now on the outside lane trying to hold on. That closes the gap though a little bit for this top spot. Who can get this win today? Kyle Heath would walk into this series and pop off with his first win. Zach Deutscher though, he's right there. He's looking so quick. Kyle Munson now in 3rd spot. This is big for him. I mean, hey, if Kyle Heath and Deutscher, if they race too hard right now, can Munson catch them and take it over? But right now, Deutscher is there. Dives down low. Here, Deutscher goes for P1. Can't quite clear him just yet. Heath on the outside has the preferred lane to pass. Kyle Munson, though, he loves to see this because he is catching them quickly. Now 0.6 of a second back, but Deutscher has a great turn 1. Can he clear him on turn 2? He does, just barely. And we have a new leader here at Iowa. Awesome job for that number 7 Aerokinetics machine. Deutscher looking very fast right now. Kyle Heath right now still just as quick, but in P2, Kyle Munson trying to track them down. 0.5 second back. He is on his way to the front. Munson is there. He has climbed his way up 7 spots. He started 10th place. And for the majority of this race, he was there. Couldn't really make it up through the field, but he has found himself in the top spot, top podium spots when it counts. And then Jeff Gilmore right here as well in P4, so don't count him out. But it'll definitely be a chore to get past these 4 cars, or these 3 cars, excuse me, in front of him if he can make it happen. Let's ride on Jeff Gilmore, see if we can figure out what kind of lane he's taking here. Looking pretty good. Again, update for these drivers. Brendan Hartwell, again, off the track. He's out of the race. We didn't see him, keep in mind, we didn't see him wreck or anything. I believe that was also a part of that big server lag issue. So, unfortunately, he was looking very, very quick. And appears as though he might can't quite get back into the server. So, not good for sure. A lot of our favorites for the race are either out. You'll see it here, right here, that 19th, 20th, Hartwell, Meadows are out of the race. As well as Keith Hurlbutt, Dustin German, Jason Cavaney, and David Acacia. So Chris Spencer on the track as well, but again, 14 laps down, trying to make up whatever he can. Had some issues earlier on in the race with some spin outs in stage 2. But overall, trying to do what he can here for points. But Zach Deutscher in the top spot with 16 laps to go. I'll tell you what, though, he has not lost any time because Kyle Heath, excuse me, is right there. Looking very, very strong right here. John Held is in P6. An awesome effort right here for him if he can hold on to this. Danny Story, 7th place, man. Again, this is one of those guys that earlier in the race, you wouldn't have expected to see him in P7. He was pretty well back in the pack in the late teens, position-wise, but right now is looking very, very strong for our top 10. Kevin Roy as well. Jim Komelsberger as well, P9 for him. And then Terry Duguay, after a pretty rough stage 1, finds himself in that top 10 spot. So a very solid day if he can make this happen. Larry Yeti as well has used that fast repair, so has a good looking car at this point. Nice and clean. And then Larry Blair in 12th, but battle for the lead right now is heating up. Zach Deutscher, Kyle Heath back to the front. Kyle Munson right there as well. This is the battle we're going to watch, folks. This is for the race win. Curious to see what Kyle Munson has here for these boys. He's looking pretty quick. He's definitely taking advantage of Heath and Deutscher racing hard together. Did he save enough tires to get around these guys effectively? He's got the outside lane here. Man, he is trying right there. Up front, though, Kyle Heath. Almost 0.3 of a second lead already. Was that the move he had to make for that win? We'll have to find out here in 10 laps. Little bumperoo right there for Kyle Munson. Things are going to get heated. Kyle Munson, he's in that spot. He wants to get into the championship 4, and he needs to have a good finish. Doesn't need to win this race, but man, he just wants to have a good win. He wants to win this race. But you got to think about the long run here. The big picture is that championship. Gilmore is close as well, but it doesn't really show that speed right now with 8 laps to go. But he is lurking. Those 3 drivers up front, if they have any kind of an issue, man, he is going to capitalize big time. But that Flying Aces machine at number 13 looking very, very strong today. Started P12, so definitely had to get through this field. And Zach Deutscher right now in P2 as well. Both of these drivers looking very, very quick today. But 6 laps to go here for the Wild Rose 140. Very curious to see if these drivers give the pump. Kyle Munson is right now the leading driver in this championship. Zach Deutscher and Kyle Heath, I believe, pretty sure, that they are not involved in the championship hunt. So Kyle Munson, he just wants these spots, man. He wants that win. But next week at Homestead, if he finishes this spot right here in the top 3, he will definitely be fighting for a championship. So we'll see. But 5 laps to go here, 4 at the line. Munson looking pretty stout right now. Dives down low to turn 1. Trying to get around Zach Deutscher. Side by side still. Can't quite clear him. Might clear him now in turn 3. Zach going to fight back on the outside. Does not have the time to do it. And Kyle Munson moves to P2 with 3 laps to go here in Iowa. Does Kyle Munson have what it takes? Has the tires to get around Kyle Heath? He is right there. Kyle Heath has hold on to his tires as well, but Munson, does he give him the bump and run? Lap traffic involved right here. This is going to be huge for Munson if he can get around these guys quicker. Has some gap right here on the inside. Not quite cleared yet, but makes the move here in turn 3. Is this the winning move for Kyle Munson on the inside? White flag lap right here, sponsored by Sim Motion. One more time around for Kyle Heath. Can he hold off a hard charging cut? Kyle Munson. Munson, I think, used up all his stuff. He couldn't quite get him there with 2 laps to go. Either way, a P2 going to dive down low on the inside. Can't quite have enough, though. Kyle Heath is going to win the Wild Rose 140 here from Iowa. Gets loose. Kyle Munson did the same thing. Couldn't quite get it. And then Zach Deutscher in P3. Awesome, awesome run here today for Kyle Heath. Jeff Gilmore 4th, David Cassidy 5th, John Held 6th, Danny Story 7th, Kulmsberger 8th, Kevin Roy 9th, and then Terry Duguay P10. Awesome, awesome job here. In a great race again for the SRU Xfinity Series. And Kyle Heath comes into this. Gonna burn these things down. Has a great, great job right here. Man, huge win for that Flying Aces 13. Incredible job. That Dale Earnhardt paint scheme tribute. That black and silver. Cannot go wrong with that. But he is your winner today, Kyle Heath. We'll come right back, folks. Thank our sponsors, and we'll come back and talk to our top 3. Stick around. All right, folks, we are back for the Wild Rose 140 here at Iowa, and we are going to be talking to our top 3 right now. Zach Deuscher. Let's sneak him on in here to the booth. Where is he? Here he is. Here he is, Zach Deuscher, man. Top 3 right here. Had a good car all day long today. And, man, some big drama involving the server and some connectivity issues right there. But, hey, you walk away with the top 3, man. Talk to us about your race.
Oh, well, that was a tough race. We were all so evenly matched. It was a pleasure racing both the Kyles. That was nuts. It's all about tire saving tonight. We can't let those tires slip up. We did the best we could and got a top 3. That's all I can really ask for the team.
Yes, sir. An awesome job. Awesome looking car. Talk to us about the conditions. I mean, a day into night race, right? I mean, did the grip levels go away? Did they get better? What do you think?
I think they went away a little bit, in my opinion, especially when you have old tires. But when you had fresh tires, the later it got, the cooler it got, the better it was on fresh tires. But running with these cars and old tires, man, it's rough.
Yes, sir, it is. Well, hey, great job again, P3. Hey, talk to us about your sponsors and your shout-outs.
All right, I got a lot. Shout out to you. Great broadcasting as always. Shout out to Chevy. 144 Discord is a great place to go if you're into ATS, just gaming in general. Look up Jarvie144 on Twitch. He's a ATS and just general gamer. He's awesome to watch. He's funny as hell. We got Fitzer Modding, does amazing quality mods for American Truck Simulator. Cannot recommend him enough. And I can't think of anybody else right now. What a race. What a race.
Yes, sir. Awesome job, man. We'll see you next week at Homestead for the finale, obviously. And, hey, great job today.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, P3 for him. Right now, we'll bring in Kyle Munson. Awesome job for him. Let's see if we can bring him on in here. Where is he? Kyle Munson, where are you? Uh-oh. There he is. Here he is, Kyle Munson with the P2 finish right now. Man, awesome job today in that 40 machine. Had to race a lot of the race to get to the front like you did. Thought you maybe had something there for Kyle Heath, but talk to us about your race, man. Looked very fast.
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to say, thanks to everybody that puts on this series through SRU. And obviously for Race Day Live for putting on this broadcast. But yeah, the car was really good overall all night. Qualified a little bit further back than what I'd hoped for, but you'll have that. First stage went pretty clean. Just trying to keep the nose clean on the car and just feel it out and not really overdrive it and take myself out. So all said and done, I mean, it was a good race. We did have a little bit of an issue with some connection issues and like a server issue, I think, or something going on there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's unfortunate, but you'll have that.
Yeah, definitely hate to see it. Actually affected us too, so definitely interesting to see come back, and we see a lot of the top contenders out of the race or not able to come back in. So definitely curious to see how it's handled, from an admin league side, but we'll let that be. But either way, I believe mathematically you'll be in our championship 4 next week at Homestead. So congratulations for that, and definitely going to be a good race at Homestead, man. What do you think about it?
Yeah, thanks you. So I'm really looking forward to that. Homestead's a pretty good track for me, so we should do pretty well there. Just like I said, this big thing is just keeping the nose clean on the car and not getting in any wrecks or anything. So as long as we can do that, then we should have a pretty good shot at it.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, congratulations again on the top 2. And yeah, go ahead, start practicing for Homestead, man, because it's going to be a big race for you. But great job, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, there he is, Kyle Munson in P2. And then right now we're going to bring in our top winner here today. Kyle Heath is your winner. Let's see if we can sneak him on down. Here he is. Well, Kyle Heath right now wins the Wild Rose 140, that number 13 Flying Aces machine. Love that Dale Earnhardt tribute paint scheme. But hey, man, big race today. A lot of speed in that car. How'd you do it?
I don't know. It was fun racing these cars. These guys are fast. I know there was a regular in here. He made it seemed like it was pretty easy, but I drove my tail off tonight, to be honest with you. I was driving my tail off tonight, but I had a blast. And I know at the beginning of the run, I started in the middle of the pack, and I pretty much was saving my stuff and just picking them off one by one. And I had a good battle, you know, with the top 3 coming to the stage.
Yes, sir, man. You just looked very good today. Talk to us about those, man, just a lot of drama today, that those connection issues and just like on the track, a lot of spin outs. How are the connection, or not the connection, how are the track conditions as far as like loose and tight? I mean, as the sun went down.
For me, it seemed like it stayed the same, honestly. I was expecting for it to get tighter as the run went on, but I mean, for me, it basically felt the same. I think maybe at the beginning of the race or before the sun was actually going down, felt like it might have been getting a little bit tighter coming in. But that last run, I mean, it just felt really good. I don't know, because how I was driving my car differently, and throughout the race, I was actually adjusting my brakes further and further and further to my rear. That kind of helped it turn.
Well, awesome job, man. Big win today for you. Hey, next week we have Homestead, so it should be a fun time there. Obviously, the championship race. But yeah, man, give us your shout outs for sponsors or friends. What you got?
Yeah, I'll give a big shout out to the crew over here, you know, the SRU and the Xfinity series. I mean, it's pretty fun. I hardly ever get to race here because of start times. I was lucky enough to get on here tonight. I want to give a big shout out to my wife with her sponsor, MeMarieDesigns.com. I want to give a big shout out to the admins. They got some adjustment to do here because of this connection issue that iRacing had. I could see if it was just one person had issues, but it was like pretty much iRacing itself had a little bit of issue tonight. So I don't know what they're planning on doing with that, because it kind of screws up some of the people who are actually running for a championship.
That is true. Yeah, we'll definitely be looking forward to see that and how it works out. But man, either way, at the end of the day, you walk out with that W. So congrats again. Go and celebrate, and we'll see you next week maybe.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty, there he is, your winner, Kyle Heath, with a huge win. That Flying Aces number 13 machine, looking very, very good as always. But right now, this was Iowa Speedway, an awesome time. Next week, we have Homestead Miami Speedway, the 1.5 mile track for the championship of the SRU Xfinity Series. I'll tell you what, going to be an awesome time. Every race here is always good, always just fast and fun. Going to be an awesome time. 4 drivers, 1 champion. We will see who walks away with that SRU championship. But right now, big race today. And right now, Kyle Heath is your winner. So stay tuned next week, folks. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday for the championship. That'll be a lot of fun to watch. Next Tuesday, here at Race Day Live, check in for the ASRA Cup Series. That will be live from Las Vegas at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be the start of round number 2, the round of 18. Round of 8, excuse me, not 18, for the playoffs, and that'll be a lot of fun. So catch us there at 8 o'clock next Thursday for the SRU. But hey, have a great night, have a good weekend, and folks, big thanks to all the support. Like and subscribe. It actually helps the channel quite a bit, so we thank you for all of that. And yeah, have a good night. We love you guys. Peace out.